participate today, but they're making progress, and it's going to really go up to game time until hopefully maybe we'll be able to have them, but we're not sure right now. Yeah, you would see some similar things, and we could look at doing some different packages, but I think you'll see an increased role from Marquis if that's the case, and he did a nice job stepping in the other day. Sure. Yeah, it's I think establishing our identity, figuring out and kind of continuing to get to know what's going to be the best way for this offense and this season for us to really be the most efficient week in and week out, and that's definitely been something that we're working through. What you realize is this league is so challenging, so humbling, and really it's a great opportunity for us to continue to figure out, all right, let's, number one, identify what do our players do best, what are those things, and then how can we still stay consistent with having an identity and then being able to do some things that we feel like are conducive for success. So, you're exactly right, and that's absolutely where we're at, and that's one of those things that we're grinding through, and I think I think it's going to be something that hopefully we'll continue to see improvement. But it's been a good challenge up to this point. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say this. A lot of instances, what I'm most interested in for our offense is efficiency and scoring points and moving the football. And, you'd like to be able to have a balance, but our job is to move the ball and to score points. And there's a lot of instances where, certain looks you feel like, man, this is a great opportunity, or we're really efficient running it, and we'll continue to do that. But ultimately, I think you got to be able to do both to be successful over time in this league. So I don't want to say you're just going to throw it or you're just going to run it, but really it's a lot of times, it's a lot of times predicated on what we feel like is the best way to be an efficient offense, snap in and snap out, and score as many points as possible. Yeah, I mean, we talk, to our players throughout the week. That's a natural just flow of the week in terms of when we implement our game plan, Lindsay. If everything went exactly like we had planned during the week, I'd be a lot happier and a lot less stressed, So I think things are always adaptable. I think our players know that, and I think they all know that everybody is working in unison to try to figure out what's the best way for the Rams offense and ultimately the Rams team to be successful. And, I expect guys to want the football, don't get me wrong, and want to be able to continue to be as involved as possible. And, those are things that we continue to work through.
Are you stressed about what's happened, what has happened, or isn't happening with Todd?
No, I'm stressed because I'm always stressed out. This is a football season. You got to love it. But I love my stress during the year. So, yeah, I mean, I think, but really our guys, Todd, I think number one, he's done an incredible job of handling this situation. I can't imagine how he feels having to answer all those questions. So to his credit, it's been amazing the way that he's been able to handle it. And so it's not a stressful situation because it doesn't really affect the way that we operate day in and day out in our building. What you do feel an obligation is for us to be better, be more productive. And when Todd's doing well, that means our offense is doing well. And so those are the things that in a positive way, you're continuing to try to look for those solutions as a coaching staff with your players to be more efficient, like I was talking to with Vinny. And, and we're working through that right now. And it's been, it's something that we're excited about just continuing to grind on. And we get another opportunity to see if we've made some hay on Thursday. Yeah, I think in a lot of instances when you're throwing it so many times, he ended up getting some opportunities. Really you see a lot of the skill guys getting more opportunities than what usually a normal game dictates. But he's done a nice job, and I think he's really continued to ascend. I thought the Cleveland game really represented a great chance for us to see that he is capable of competing in line, at the line of scrimmage, in the run game, doing some of those things that we always felt he could. But in Tyler's absence, he stepped up in a big way, and he's continuing to make progress. Wes Phillips done a great job with him. Yeah, you see a great football team in the Seattle Seahawks. This is somebody, this is a team that we have a huge amount of respect for. The way that Coach Carroll leads, operates, the system that he's been running for the last handful of years, you see why they've had the amount of success. There's a very clear commitment to a philosophy and how they want to operate, how they want to compete really in all three phases. They've got great players at the key spots. I think when you look at their leaders on offense and defense, and Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner, those are two of the premier players at those positions. They got a sound scheme. Brian Schottenheimer does a great job. I think Ken Norton and Pete have been outstanding. Their special teams are always tough, and so this is going to be a great challenge for us. We've got a lot of respect for the Seahawks, and we're looking forward to going there on Thursday night. I think the initial parts of the season, it's still so early. I think you certainly can't help but be impressed with what San Francisco's done. Haven't really gotten a chance to really see everything, but just watching from afar, they're playing really good football, finding a way to get it done. Obviously, as you get into the Seattle film, you see a lot of good things in all three phases. And then, even the Cardinals are competing, and then they're, really a couple plays away from having a few wins, and you see the excitement behind their quarterback. Well, I think you got to believe that, it's a great opportunity for us to really just go compete again. And, we don't look at it as, and I don't necessarily know if it's stress, but as much as just a great opportunity to go compete and have some urgency about trying to face some of the things that we didn't do, fix them, and then let's move forward accordingly with a mentally tough mindset and mentality. And I think it's just got to be real. I mean, one of the things about these players is we got a bunch of great guys in this locker room that do an excellent job of really responding on their own. But I think they feel if it's real, if it's authentic, and if it's genuine. And I think that our players would feel that it's like that from our coaches. I think we're all in the same position of we're just excited about another opportunity. We respect the Seahawks a lot, but I think, I know for me personally, and I think a lot of the players would agree, the Thursday week is stressful in terms of the amount of work that's condensed in a short week, but it provides a great chance for us to respond from a disappointing Sunday. Yeah, I mean, really the best way to describe it is it's a combination of Wednesday and Thursday split up into two sections. So Wednesday was this morning with your meetings and your walkthrough. Thursday was this afternoon with your meetings and your walkthrough. And then Friday will be kind of Friday. See, it's Friday in my head tomorrow, So tomorrow will represent what would be a Friday and somewhat of a Thursday as well. Absolutely. Yeah, these guys, they've always done a good job of coming in here, locking in, getting what's done, getting what we need to do, done. And that's something that's been consistent, and that's kind of just the standards that they've set. All right. Thanks, guys.